Hi, this is Ajay Anand and welcome to Science classes from excelup.com. In this lesson, you will learn about morphology and anatomy of earthworm. And this lesson has been taken from class 11th biology. Morphology means external structures and anatomy means internal structure. Earthworms, they are quite common animals, and the two species which are found in India, they are called Ferretima and Lumbricus. The body of earthworm is cylindrical in shape with many segments in the body. In fact, that is the character of Annelida, that there is segmentation in the body. On an average, there are 100 to 122 segments in an earthworm. This figure shows the dorsal surface of the earthworm. So, more or less all the segments they appear similar except 14th to 16th segment, where there is a dark band, and this band is called clitellum and it is composed of glandular tissues. On the basis of clitellum, the body of earthworm can be divided into three portions. The portion which is ahead of clitellum is called pre-clitellar segments, and the portion behind the clitellum, this is called post-clitellar segments, and the 14th to 16th segments, they are clitellar segments. You can observe a mid-dorsal line passing longitudinally through the body of the earthworm, and this is somewhat darker in appearance, and this appears because of the presence of dorsal blood vessels which lies below the body wall. So, this is the dorsal line. The mouth of the earthworm is called peristomium, and this is not counted as a segment. So, whenever we begin the counting, we begin from the segment which is just after the mouth. So, this is the number 1 segment, this is number 2 segment. Then there is a flap like a structure in front of mouth, and this is called prostomium. This is a wedge shaped structure. It works like a shovel. So, whenever the earthworm has to burrow the soil, it takes the help of prostomium. Moreover, prostomium also has sensory function. So, earthworm gathers information about external environment with the help of prostomium. In each segment, there is a ring of setae passing through the middle of the segment. A seta is a hair-like structure which is retractable in nature, and it facilitates locomotion in earthworm. This figure shows the ventral surface of the earthworm. So, on the ventral surface, on 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th segments, there are pairs of spermatical pores on the lateral sides. So, one pair in each segment, and these spermatical pores, they are the channels for receiving sperms during copulation. In the clitellum, there is a female genital pore, and in the 18th segment, there is a pair of male genital pores. So, there is a single female genital pore, but there are two male genital pores. In the 17th and 19th segment, there are pairs of genital papillae. These papillae, they help in copulation. With the help of these papillae, the earthworm grabs another earthworm. Okay. Now, let us see the anatomy of earthworm. So, this is the transverse section of body wall of earthworm. The outermost layer is composed of cuticle, which does not have cells. This is followed by epidermis, which has cells, and the epidermis is followed by two layers of muscles. The outer layer is composed of circular muscles, and the inner layer is composed of longitudinal muscles, and then comes another layer of epidermis. So, both the epidermis, they are composed of columnar epithelium which contain gland cells. So, they secrete some substances also. Digestive system of earthworm. This figure shows the alimentary canal, and there are four parts of the alimentary canal: mouth, esophagus, gizzard, stomach and intestine. The mouth is between 1 and 3 segment, esophagus is from 5 to 6, 7th segment, and gizzard is in the 8th and 9th segment. The gizzard is muscular and it helps in grinding the food, whatever food the earthworm eats, which is the soil. Then stomach lies between 9th and 14th segment, and there are calciferous glands in the stomach. The secretions of calciferous glands, they neutralize the humic acid. Humic acid is present in the humus in the soil. The intestine begins from the 15th segment and lasts till the 19th, last segment. Between 23rd and 25th segment, there are outgrowths on the intestine, and they are called intestinal CK. CK is plural word and cecum is singular word. Then from 26th segment to the penultimate segment, that is one segment just before the last one, is typhlosole. In fact, typhlosole is the median fold in the dorsal wall of the intestine, and because of this median fold, the surface area increases, so it facilitates better absorption of food. The typhlosole works in the same way as villi work in small intestine of human digestive system, that is absorption of food. So that's all about the digestive system of earthworm. Let us see the circulatory system of earthworm. The earthworm has closed circulatory system, which is composed of blood vessels, capillaries and heart. Then there are blood glands present in 4th and 5th and 6th segments, and these glands, they produce blood cells and hemoglobin. The blood cells, they are phagocytic in nature, and hemoglobin carries oxygen. This is the dorsal blood vessel, and this is the ventral blood vessel. And the blood vessel, they have numerous branches which supply different organs. Then there are hearts. There are so many hearts. So this is a heart, this is another heart, this is heart, this is heart. Okay. And the heart, they pump blood to facilitate flow of blood through the blood vessels. Okay. Then there is a subneural vessel, which is shown by this green line. And this subneural vessel, it supplies to the neural system. Okay. So that's it. That's all about the circulatory system of earthworm. Moreover, there is no special respiratory organ in the earthworm. So exchange of gases, it takes place through the moist skin. Okay. Excretory system of earthworm, it is composed of nephridia. And nephridia are coiled tubules. A nephridium starts as a funnel. It collects excess fluid from the coelom and removes waste through numerous pores which are present on the surface of the body. There are 3 types of nephridia. They are called pharyngeal nephridia, integumentary nephridia and septal nephridia. The pharyngeal nephridia, there are 3 pairs, 1 pair each in 4th, 5th and 6th segments, and these are connected with ducts of pharyngeal nephridia from the alimentary canal. Okay. Integumentary nephridia, they are present from the 3rd to last segment, and they open on the skin in different segments through small pores. Integument means skin. Then from the 15th to last segment, there are septal nephridia, and these are called septal nephridia because they are present on the septum, that is the partition between 2 segments. So these are 2 segments, this is partition, and these nephridia, they open into intestine. The structure and function of all the nephridia, they are more or less similar. So they have to carry out excretion, and they have to maintain osmoregulation in the body of earthworm. Nervous system of earthworm. The nervous system of earthworm is composed of a nerve cord and several nerve ganglion. The nerve cord passes through the ventral surface of the body, along the ventral surface of the body, and there are numerous nerve ganglion, which are clusters of nervous tissues. Okay. So each segment has a nerve ganglion. So this shows the repetition of organ as in annelids. Near the pharynx, the nerve cord, it branches into 2, and each one, it encircles the pharynx and goes above towards the dorsal surface and ends in cerebral ganglia. So there are 2 cerebral ganglia, and from the cerebral ganglia, numerous branches they arise, and they go to the prostomium. Then many branches they come out of nerve cord and they go up to the dorsal surface. These are called lateral nerves. So this is what the nervous system of earthworm looks like. Okay, the branch of the nerve cord which goes encircling the pharynx and ends up in cerebral ganglia, this is called circumpharyngeal connective. Okay, because it circumnavigates the pharynx. Reproductive system of earthworm. The earthworm is a hermaphrodite animal, which means both the male and female sex organs they are present in the same animal. Okay, so this is the structure. In the 6th, 7th and 8th and 9th segment, there are pairs of spermathecae, and they open out through spermatical aperture, as I had discussed during the external structure of earthworm. Okay. In the 10th and 11th segment, there are pairs of testes. So one pair in each segment of 10th and 11th, and these testes they pour their secretion into seminal vesicles. So these are seminal vesicles for the second pair. These are in blue color. They are seminal vesicles for the first pair. Then from these seminal vesicles, vasa differentia they emerge. So this is vasa differentia. This is vasa differentia. They open into prostate gland. Okay. And the prostate glands they begin from the 18th segment to 28th segment. In the 19th segment, there is a pair of common prostatic spermatic duct. So this is all about the male reproductive system. Let us see the female reproductive system. So there is a pair of ovaries in the 13th segment, and just below the ovaries there are oviducts. So each oviduct has a funnel above, and they combine together and they open through a common female genital opening outside in the 14th segment. Okay. So during copulation, the earthworms, two earthworms, they cling to each other, and both of them empty their sperms into spermatical apertures of another earthworm. In fact, they do not send sperm; they send packets of sperms, and the packets of sperms they are called spermatophores. After fertilization, cocoons are formed, and the embryo develop inside the cocoon. And from each cocoon, after suitable time, that is about 13-15 days, baby earthworms they are born. And on an average, each cocoon it produces around 12 to 15 baby earthworms. So that's all about the morphology and anatomy of earthworm. Thank you.